My sister exposed, my 12th doll. 6M at Thanksgiving I cut off family demanding her share. She betrayed my trust, revealing my 6M to greedy kin. Will my stand crush their entitled demands? Hi, I'm Zoe Carter. My sister exposed my 6 million fortune at Thanksgiving, unleashing a storm of family greed that demanded I fund her dreams, a betrayal that shattered our bond and drove me to cut them off forever. I stood firm, reclaiming my life with unyielding resolve. Will my stand crush their entitled demands? The autumn evenings in Duluth, Minnesota, carry a crisp, pine-scented chill, the distant lapping of Lake Superior's waves and the glow of streetlights weaving a deceptive promise of family warmth. But no amount of small-town charm could soften the sting of being sidelined in the home where I once felt cherished. I stood in the cramped living room of our modest two-story house, the faded plaid sofa and scuffed hardwood floor a familiar backdrop to the countless moments I'd been overlooked, clutching a third-grade math test with a perfect score at 8, hoping for a hug or a fridge magnet, only to be brushed aside as my parents fussed over my newborn sister's fragile health. The air was thick with the sterile scent of bleach and the weight of their distracted nods, a silence that spoke louder than words, etching into my heart the painful truth that my place in their world had vanished, setting me on a path to forge my own worth through quiet resilience, a journey that would lead to a dramatic confrontation and a triumphant new beginning fueled by my refusal to be erased. I'm a 27-year-old jewelry appraiser and CEO of my own company, my days filled with authenticating rare antiques, managing multi-million-dollar contracts, and mentoring a small team, a career built from a childhood passion for art history and years of relentless hustle. To my family, however, I'm the invisible daughter, perpetually overshadowed by my younger sister, Clara, born prematurely when I was 8, her delicate health making her the center of their universe. Growing up in our lakeside Duluth neighborhood, with its cozy bungalows and annual ice festivals, I was the diligent child, staying up late to ace spelling tests, taking on chores like washing dishes or shoveling snow, and saving every penny from lemonade stands to buy books, while Clara was coddled, her every sniffle a crisis, her small achievements celebrated as miracles. Family evenings once filled with porch ice cream and cicada songs became clinical, the house a sterile fortress of air purifiers and sanitizer, my coughs sending me to Grandma's, my diary noting sent away again. Clara's too fragile. My parents, Tom and Diane, never asked about my science fair wins or the stories I wrote, their attention consumed by Clara's hospital visits, her special diet, her endless needs, my diary noting A+ in math. They're with Clara. I'd believed that if I tried harder, shone brighter, I'd reclaim their love, a hope that flickered even as I learned to expect less. At 8, I brought home a perfect math test, my heart soaring with pride, only to hear Mom say, "Clara's fever's up. Tom, did you get tissues?" Dad's good job lacked warmth, my diary noting test ignored. Clara's sick. Clara's preschool milestones coloring a cat, singing in church were met with flowers and videos, while my first-place science fair ribbon earned a distracted, "That's nice," my diary noting won the fair, no hug. Clara's drawings on the fridge. By 13, I understood my role, the strong child who didn't need attention, my diary noting I'm invisible. I'll make my own way. Seeking independence, I took a job at a local bakery, sweeping floors and selling pastries after school, the owner, Mrs. Ellis, offering a rare smile. "You're a gem, Zoe." The $100 weekly checks funded my savings, my diary noting $100 saved. No help from them. I'm enough. High school was a silent rebellion. While Clara's piano recitals drew family crowds, I applied to colleges in secret, writing essays during bakery breaks, my diary noting essay done. Mrs. Ellis helped. "They don't know." I secured a full scholarship to Northwestern, my acceptance letter a private victory, my diary noting Northwestern. Full ride. I did it alone. Showing it to Mom. I got a glance and a warning. Don't stress Clara. She's got exams. My diary noting scholarship. No party. Clara's art contest matters more. Clara's second-place drawing was framed, while my SAT perfect score went unmentioned. My diary noting SAT 1600 no one cares. I'm done hoping. Duluth's autumn night was cold. My resolve a quiet fire. Their neglect a wound I'd transform into strength. A vow to build a life they couldn't ignore. Unaware that my success would spark a betrayal that would test my limits and demand a decisive break. The neglect I endured as my family fixated on Clara's needs fueled my determination to build a career that would prove my worth. A journey of quiet triumphs kept secret from those who overlooked me. In my modest Duluth apartment, the autumn evening was still, the faint glow of Lake Superior's horizon seeping through a small window, casting a soft light across the hardwood floor and a cluttered desk piled with art history books and appraisal notes. The air was fragrant with black coffee, a ritual that grounded me in the intensity of my work, a stark contrast to the sterile chaos of my childhood home. My diary lay open, its pages a vivid chronicle of my rise the bakery job at 13, the scholarship to Northwestern, the first rare brooch I authenticated a record of my fight to redefine myself, urging me to reflect on the years I'd been dismissed as the strong child who needed no care. The memory of Mom's distracted. That's nice. And Dad's focus on Clara's health lingered. A wound that drove me to amass a 6 million fortune in silence, setting the stage for a family betrayal that would expose their greed and propel me toward a decisive stand. At Northwestern, I majored in art history, drawn to the stories behind antique jewelry, a passion sparked by Grandma's box of vintage brooches, my diary noting swan hairpin, lavender stones. My first love. I funded my degree with scholarships and bakery shifts, never asking my parents for a dime, my diary noting $500 saved, no loans. I'm self-made. Graduating with honors, I landed an unpaid internship at a Chicago jewelry appraisal firm, examining forgotten pieces under a magnifying glass. My diary noting no pay, but I see value. I'm learning. My breakthrough came with a brooch listed as costume jewelry, its intricate engraving stirring a gut instinct. My diary noting simple, but perfect. It's special. Nights spent researching revealed it was a rare French artisan piece, reappraised at $12,000 and sold for $40,000 at auction. My diary noting $40,000 sale, my name in the email. I'm seen. That success opened doors, my sharp eye earning trust for larger collections. My diary noting necklace, Russian artist, $20,000. I'm trusted. My supervisor, Margaret, suggested going solo. Her words, the hungriest find the rarest meals echoing Grandma's wisdom. My diary, noting Margaret believes in me. I'm ready. At 22, I started taking freelance verification jobs for pawn shops and small antique stores, charging modest fees but delivering meticulous work. My diary noting $200 per job, every detail checked. I'm building. By 27, I founded Aum Iris, naming it for gold and my mother's old garden flowers, renting a tiny Milwaukee office above a cafe, my diary noting $500 rent, wobbly desk. My dream begins. My reputation grew, small referrals snowballing into contracts with estate lawyers and collectors, my diary noting $10,000 contract, museum job. I'm rising. Within 5 years, Aum Iris expanded to offices in Milwaukee, Minneapolis, and Denver, handling million-dollar auctions and forgotten heirlooms, my net worth reaching $6 million, my diary noting $12,000. Sam, quiet life. I'm enough. I lived simply a small suburban house, a used SUV, an old phone not to hide, but because I needed no one's approval, my diary noting no flash, just freedom. I'm content. My family remained oblivious, assuming I toiled in a low-paying antique job, my diary noting they think I'm struggling. I let them. Sunday dinners were a ritual of endurance, Mom gushing over Clara's latest major switch now interior design, Dad suggesting I get a stable teaching job, my diary noting Clara's fifth major, no questions for me. I'm unseen. I smiled through their ignorance, my pearl necklace, a British noble's heirloom mistaken for flea market trinkets, my diary noting they don't see my world. I don't need them to. Duluth's autumn night was calm, my resolve a quiet fire, their neglect a wound transformed into strength, a vow to keep my success hidden, unaware that Clara's betrayal would soon force it into the open, demanding a confrontation that would redefine our family forever. The secret of my $12, circa $6 million fortune, built through the years of hidden triumphs, remained locked away as my family's focus on Clara's endless needs grew, their ignorance fueling a quiet resentment that simmered beneath my silence. In my Milwaukee office, a sleek ground-floor space with glass windows, the autumn evening was crisp, the city's hum softened by the glow of a vintage lamp casting warm light across my mahogany desk, piled with gemology journals and appraisal contracts. The air was fragrant with roasted coffee from the cafe below, a ritual that steadied me amid the weight of my family's oblivious demands. My diary lay open, its pages a raw chronicle of my duality, the $40,000 brooch, the 12th $6 million empire. The Sunday dinners where I was dismissed a record of my struggle to balance independence with their expectations, urging me to reflect on the years I'd been the strong child who needed no care. The memory of Clara's smirks and Mom's pleas for just a little help burned, a tension that grew as I sent $7,000 monthly to ease their burdens, setting the stage for a betrayal that would expose my wealth and force a reckoning with their greed. My family saw me as a footnote, their group chat buzzing with Clara's whims, her switch to interior design, her tough semesters while my contracts with museums went unmentioned, my diary noting Clara's new major. No questions about my work. I'm a ghost. I began sending $7,000 monthly to my parents. Initially $3,000 rising as Clara's tuition at an expensive design school mounted. My diary noting $7,000 for them. No thanks. I'm helping. Mom's calls were laced with gratitude, but always ended with requests. Clara's school is costly. Tom's salary can't cover it, my diary noting $7,000, still not enough. They don't ask how. I set up automatic transfers, labeled family support, never revealing their source, my diary noting $7,000 out, silence in. I'm invisible. Sunday dinners were a trial, Mom praising Clara's potential, Dad suggesting I pursue an MBA for a better job, oblivious to my $12,6 million empire, my diary noting. They think I'm scraping by. I let them. Clara's jabs stung, mocking my antique shop job or joking I had enough necklaces for a store, my diary noting. She laughs, doesn't know my ruby pin's worth thousands. Her $90,000 BMW, flaunted on social media as a reward, raised my suspicions, my diary noting $90K car, no job. Where's the money? Mom's pride, Clara's doing so well ignored the truth. My $7,000 payments were funding her lifestyle, my diary, noting $7,000 for her car. No credit to me. I'm used. I kept my success hidden. My simple life a $5,000 rent house, a $10,000 SUV masking my wealth, my diary noting, no flash, no need. I'm free. My company, Aum Iris, thrived, securing $400,000 contracts and partnerships with auction houses, my diary noting $400K deal, museum project. I'm soaring. Yet, I dreaded their discovery, knowing their greed would surface. My diary noting $12 6M secret. They'd demand it all. I'm guarded. Clara's casual cruelty peaked at her boyfriend's party. Her drunken claim, my parents pay Zoe's rent out of pity, reaching me via a client. My diary noting, she lies, mocks me. I'm done pretending. Duluth's autumn night was still, my resolve a quiet fire, their ignorance a wound I'd soon confront, a vow to protect my empire, setting the stage for a Thanksgiving betrayal that would unravel their illusions and demand a final, unyielding stand. The betrayal at Thanksgiving, when Clara exposed my $12.6 million fortune to our family, unleashed a torrent of greed that demanded I fund her dreams, shattering my silence and driving me to cut them off with a resolute stand. In my new Duluth villa, a mid-century retreat overlooking Lake Superior, the autumn morning was serene, sunlight glinting off the water, casting a warm glow across polished hardwood floors and a sleek desk piled with appraisal files. The air was fragrant with black tea, a ritual of peace, reflecting the freedom of my $12 million life now unshackled from family ties. My diary lay open, its pages a raw testament to the confrontation the laptop screen, the $12.6 million balance, the family's demands a record of my fight to reclaim my truth, urging me to reflect on the moment I walked away. The memory of Clara's smirk and Mom's accusations burned, a wound transformed into strength when I canceled the $7,000 transfers, setting the stage for a life defined by my own terms, a triumph that silenced their greed and affirmed my worth. The unraveling began when Mom, sounding frail, asked me to host Thanksgiving, citing her health and the family's expectations. My diary noting no one cooks. They expect me. I'm cornered. I arranged a $5,000 catered feast from a Chicago service. Their artistry silver trays, custom dishes mistaken for my chef friends. My diary noting $5,000 meal. They don't ask. I'm invisible. At dinner, 20 relatives filled the house, gasping over the spread, Clara whispering to Mom Zoe's showing off. My diary noting she mocks. Doesn't know. I just wanted one good meal. I slipped upstairs to monitor a Tokyo auction, a $400,000 gemstone set on the line, my diary noting $400K bid. No distractions. I'm focused. Clara barged in, demanding a charger, her eyes locking onto my laptop's glowing screen. $12. $6 million balance, $400,000 contract, $4 million earnings, her smirk turning venomous. Let's show them your little antique job, my diary noting she's exposing me. I'm trapped. In the dining room, Clara spun the screen, announcing, "Look what Zoe's hiding." Silence fell, forks frozen, eyes wide, my diary noting $12. 6M revealed. They're stunned. I'm exposed. Mom laughed nervously. Just paperwork. Right. Zoe. I stepped forward, voice steady. No. Mom. I'm CEO of Aum Iris, with 3 offices, $1 million contracts. This is real. Aunt Evelyn gasped. Dad sweated. Clara gripped the table, her voice cracking. You hid millions while Mom and Dad struggle. I'm your sister. I met her gaze. I've sent $7,000 monthly for 2 years. You never asked where it came from. Mom paled. Dad flushed. Clara sobbed. Family shares, I deserve to know my diary, noted $7,000, no gratitude. They're greedy. The room erupted, Mom accusing. You let us struggle with millions, Clara screamed. You watched us suffer. Dad slammed the table. You're still our daughter. Families share. I saw their eyes hungry, not loving. My diary noting 12 they see a vault. I'm done. I spoke softly. Family doesn't demand what they mock. I paid for Clara's tuition, her $90,000 car, her vacations. I'm done buying love. I canceled the 7,000 transfers on my phone. My diary noting $7,000 stopped. No regrets. I'm free. Voices rose obligations. Shame. But I walked out. The door closing on their demands. My diary noting $12. 6M is mine. I'm gone. Duluth's autumn dawn was bright. My resolve a quiet fire. Their betrayal a wound transformed into strength. A vow to never return, setting the stage for a life of unapologetic authenticity and self-defined worth. Cutting off my family after Clara's betrayal exposed my $12. See, 6 million fortune was a liberating triumph, freeing me to build a life of purpose and self-worth, unburdened by their greed and neglect. In my Duluth villa, a serene mid-century haven overlooking Lake Superior, the autumn morning was radiant, sunlight streaming through floor-to-ceiling windows, illuminating polished hardwood floors, a mahogany bookshelf, and a secure vault housing my private gem collection. The air was fragrant with chamomile tea, a ritual of calm, reflecting the peace of my thriving career and newfound freedom. My diary lay open, its pages a powerful chronicle of betrayal and victory, the Thanksgiving showdown, the $7,000 transfers canceled, the blocked numbers a testament urging me to live fully, unbound by those who demanded my wealth. The memory of Clara's tears and Mom's accusations faded, replaced by my achievements' global contracts, a viral essay, a bond with Grandma, a triumph that needed no validation, affirming my right to live as Zoe Carter, a woman who rose above neglect with resilience and an unyielding belief in her own worth. The aftermath was chaotic, my phone flooded with texts. Moms, you're tearing us apart. Dads, this isn't family. Clara's, you'll regret this, my diary noting. They want 6, not me. I'm done. I hired Marcus, a lawyer from my firm's estate disputes, to send cease and desist letters, including, love shouldn't come with an invoice, my diary noting legal shield, no contact. I'm protected. Clara's social media post, not everyone with money has a heart with old photos of us. Split opinions, some calling me heartless, others questioning her motives. My diary noting, she plays victim. I stay silent. I'm free. I blocked all family numbers, scrubbed personal details from my company, and moved Aum and Iris to a secure complex with biometric entry. My diary noting new HQ, no intrusions. I'm safe. My villa, a $500,000 retreat with AI surveillance and a bank-grade vault, became a sanctuary, my diary noting $500K home, my peace. I'm whole. I furnished it with care, a $200 lamp, a $300 chair, a $500 bookshelf, each piece a nod to Grandma's attic, my diary noting my space, my story. I'm enough. Grandma stayed with me, her butter cookies and gem sorting sessions a balm, her words, you chose your light, a guiding star, my diary noting her love is real. I'm seen. My company soared, securing a $400,000 contract with a European museum and a New York exhibition. My diary noting global reach, no shadows. I'm thriving. I spoke at a Paris appraisal conference. My name on the program, my diary noting Paris stage, no fear. I'm Zoe. I wrote essays about my journey, one going viral, inspiring a book deal, my diary noting my voice heals others. I'm heard. Family updates via Grandma revealed their collapse. Clara's unpaid tuition. Mom's borrowed funds. Her regret. We lost Zoe. My diary noting they chose greed. I chose me. I'm done. I wore Grandma's pearl necklace, a gift from my teens, as a reminder of my roots. My diary noting pearl. My strength. I'm unbroken. Duluth's autumn dawn was bright, my resolve a quiet fire, their 12th was Doctor's 6 million betrayal a wound transformed into strength, a life of freedom and purpose, a triumph that affirmed my worth as Zoe Carter, Not their shadow, but a woman who built her own legacy, a beacon of resilience and self-belief.